Our topic is how to calibrate Ranger dusts using a custom calibration factor. The reason you'd want to use a custom calibration factor has to do with the fact that these instruments have been calibrated using ISO 12103, which is Arizona road dust. And all aerosols have different properties, which makes the readings slightly different. So if you wanted to improve the accuracy of your readings, you would want to apply a custom calibration factor. In this example, we've decided to use gravimetric analysis. So here's what you need: the instrument base, Ranger instrument base, the PMX sensor head, and of course your gravimetric sampling setup. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is attach the PMX sensor head to the Ranger base, and we will turn it on. We'll wait for the prompt to tell us to press any button. Now, before we begin our study, we probably want to check and see that the default custom calibration factor is still applied to PM10. So for that, we'll want to enter the settings menu. I'm going to press and hold the left arrow to enter the settings menu, and then I will navigate down to the calibrate menu. Okay. And once in calibrate, I see that there's PM custom factors as one of the options. I will click on it. And as you can see, all of the custom calibration factors are currently set to 1, which is the default. If PM10 had been set to something other than 1, I would have wanted to adjust it to 1.000 before we began the collocation study. But since it's not, and we verified that we are set at 1, we are good to go. So I will exit the settings menu by pressing and holding the left button. Next, you will want to take your gravimetric sampling setup and Ranger dust to the location where the project is happening. And you will want to begin sampling on both of these setups at the same time and end sampling also at the same time. Next, we will calculate average mass concentrations for both of these methods. After we've calculated average mass concentrations for Ranger dust and for the gravimetric sampling setup, we will want to apply this formula to find out what our custom calibration factor should be for PM10. Let's do the math. It should be 1.290 for the custom calibration factor. That's what we want to apply as our custom calibration factor for the PM10 particle fraction. Let's go back into settings. I will press and hold the left arrow key. I will navigate down to calibrate. And then I will enter custom calibration factors. And I'll navigate down to PM10, and that is where I will adjust my custom calibration factor to 1.290. And we're done. Your sensor head now has a custom calibration factor applied to it. Let's exit the settings menu by pressing and holding the left arrow key. And you will see that a custom calibration factor label has appeared next to the readings for PM10. Note that the custom calibration stays with the PM sensor head. So if you were to remove the sensor head and attach it to a different Ranger base, the custom calibration factor would stay with it.